Good morning, it's me. I'm back. Sorry, that was a goofy start. I just realized I couldn't turn off my stars. Just a second. I can't do it while I'm live. So sorry. I had to go in through a different way to go live. So hopefully people are coming to find me. Sorry, I need to adjust this even. Not a great start to this morning's video. Oh, my thing wants to stop. It just wants to tip. Okay. I'm doing this one more time, just a second. It just wants to drop. That's annoying. Okay, I have somebody that found me. Okay, first of all, good morning again. Oh, I got weird things going on in my hair. Ignore the hair. All right, I'm going to refresh my screen so I can actually see comments. I don't know if I'm going to see comments. I had to go in a different way this morning because it would not go landscape, and I had seen people complaining about that, but I hadn't seen the answer for it. So then I had to go find the answer. Hi, Janet. Thank you for joining me this morning. Oh, hi, Jennifer. I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, that's really bugging me. Okay. We are starting great. Hi, Marlene. Okay. So just mentioning really quick, I had mentioned months ago probably about, yeah, that's early. I don't get up that early. I had mentioned several months ago about there's stars on Facebook business pages. You can earn stars. I'm not trying to earn stars. I tried to turn that off. Months ago, I didn't know how to do it. Then I learned how to do it. And then when I came in this new way, it didn't show where I could do it. So sorry. Not trying to get any money from you from stars. That is not at all the case. So ignore that. Hi, Mario. Hi, Sandy and Carrie. Thank you for joining me. So sorry for the delay. I had to come in a different way. And then the beginning of my video, excuse me. The beginning of my video, I didn't even realize that I was live. I'm still staring at my phone. All right. So, I am going to, so what I have in mind today to do for you, I have 3 different cards. I decided, I was just going to do something normal, not like Christmassy or whatever. So I'm actually doing the cards that I did for my all occasions card class last night. They're fairly simple cards. They're great for, well, they're just fun cards. So that's my plan. Now I'm going to do my randomizer. I have that loaded up already. And hopefully more people will come soon. And I forgot. Okay, so I have 2 projects that I'm giving away this week. I didn't get out last week's projects, but I will do that shortly. Okay, so I'm going straight to my randomizer. We're just going to get that started. I have it all set up, and I'm going to start. Marsha Hill. Congratulations. I don't think she's on yet. I don't think I saw her. I totally can't see. Swipe left to reveal comments. Oh, I tried to get rid of the stars. Okay, Marshall's my first winner. I need to pick another name and start. And Kathy Polderman is my second winner. Congratulations, girls. So I got to take care of those. Okay, then I'm going back to Facebook. Hi, Jamie. Thank you for joining me. So I'm planning to... I need a drink again already. Thanks for congratulating the winners. Okay, so I'm going to be using 3 different stamp sets today, and none of them are from the the holiday catalog. The first stamp set that I'm going to start with, oh, I want to tell you one thing. What I didn't think I was going to get through. Well, you know what, Jamie? It was me that was taking so long. I got started late, and then when I did get started, my phone wouldn't let me go landscape. I don't know if you guys realize that I do that, but my phone goes like this so you can see more of my workspace. But if it wouldn't let me turn it so that my phone wasn't like this, I like it like this, but it would only go normal this way. So I had to figure out a different way to do it. Facebook tries to mess with us all the time. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I want to tell you one thing. So hopefully you guys saw my ornaments that I posted yesterday. Yes, me too. Thank you. So Todd actually posted two more pictures. It's actually 4 more ornaments. So he asked me to do this, and then I completely forgot. So we have this tradition when we go on our incentive trips to, we've been buying an ornament while we're there. We started it on our first big trip, which was the Alaskan cruise. And so we've bought an ornament each time that we've been somewhere. So we have, one from Alaska, one from Greece. We ended up buying 2. Hi, Terry. We ended up buying 2 from Maui. At the time, it was because it represented 2 trips, and he liked one and I liked one, and so that worked out well. And then we went crazy when we went to Maine. We just couldn't decide, and so we each chose 2 of them, because part of our thinking was, so our main trip actually represented, now that I think of it, that represented 2 trips also, because we didn't go to Norway. We went to, we decided to go to Maine. We were supposed to go the year before. That didn't happen, so we went the second year. So that makes me feel a little bit better. Anyway, they're really cute ornaments, and Todd posted them in the comments on my personal post. So you need to go check those out. The first one he posted was my choices, and the second one he posted was his choices. So that I'll have to share with him that we weren't just crazy. So originally we were like, well, we need to get one in Portland, and well, we need to get one in Bar Harbor, and we found one in, there was another city we stopped in. I don't think this was the city, but we stopped at a lighthouse. He loves lighthouses, and we stopped at a lighthouse called Pemaquid. That was the one where, I don't remember if you, oh, fun. That's cool. I don't know if you guys remember the post or the picture that he did. I'll have to share that again or something. He got this really cool picture. I know, aren't they cool? So fun. he shared he had joined main Facebook groups, and he saw people taking pictures of this one lighthouse in a certain way where you could get the reflection of it. And he got a few of those pictures, and it's really cool. So it's so funny when he did it. I thought he had found some tide pools or something that he was trying to take pictures of. And I remembered when we went to Newport Beach, he and Liz loved seeing the tide pools. There's all these little animals or whatever, like in the water and coming in and out of rocks and I don't know what all. But so I thought he was doing that. And then I'm like, no, he's not. He was like laying down, and I don't know what all he was trying to do to get the picture. But anyway, so the lighthouse looks really cool, but then I guess you sort of have to pay attention because otherwise you might not notice it. He got a picture with the lighthouse, and you have to get these puddles that are down in the rocks. I got a picture of the reflection in the puddles. Anyway. So we need to get an ornament at Pemaquid also. All right, Mara said, husband and I travel often. We also pick up ornaments for our tree. We also pick up small ornaments for each of the grandkids. They have their own puppetry. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. So I forgot, how many grandkids do you have, Mario? I assume both of you do. So between the two of you, or is it just... Anyway, let me know. Hi, Kathy. You are one of my winners this morning. And I've been gabbing. Well, first of all, I got on late, and I've been gabbing. And I'm turning this off, or I'm swiping this away because I can't. I'm seeing weird things. 6 grandkids. Cool. That's fun. So I have 3. He has 3. Perfect. That's awesome. Okay. So anyway, go check out my post again, but look down in the comments because Todd posted more. I might have to do a separate post so that I actually do it. He asked me to post it, and I sort of forgot because I was in the mind frame of our glass ornaments, and I wasn't really thinking other ornaments. I didn't get the connection, and so I forgot to post it. And then I realized it when I went to bed that night. And like, I'm not going back down and getting on the computer because I couldn't do it on my phone because of how I had to do the picture. Anyway, I didn't get it added. So go check those out because they're fun. All right. So I'm ready to start stamping finally. Okay. So what I'm using first, I'm using 3 different stamp sets. 2 of them you've probably seen. One of them's kind of old. A few years old anyway. But the first one that I'm showing you is this one. It's called a Heartfelt Hexagon. And it has a coordinating punch. So this was something that came out, I think it was in June, for our Creativity Now event. It's an online event. Anybody can go to it. I don't usually go to it because I probably had something going, and I don't know. It just hasn't been a priority. And online just isn't always. Anyway, so this came out. Then it's still available as an online exclusive, but also it's an item that's in the next mini catalog, which I just scheduled for you guys to get. It'll ship sometime in December. I don't know. So, it is in that catalog also, so it will come to your attention, but otherwise you can find it on online exclusives. So I'm doing a quick card with that, and so I'm going to put you guys down so that you can see. So I'm going to backwards you, upside down you. And now I have to undo what I was doing earlier when you first got on. My phone kept dropping, so I had to tighten it. Okay. So I'm using a few things here. I'm going to grab all my things. So first of all, when I was doing this, one of my focuses I was trying to do, oh, did I tell you? Well, I told you when you were first on. These are 3 cards that I'm doing from my class last night. It was my All Occasions card class. So I wanted to use this tartan, it always feels weird when I say it, tartan designer paper. So this is in Pebbled Path and Copper Clay and Lost Lagoon. This is an online exclusive that's still available, last I knew. And I just wanted to use it. So, and I'm actually going to be using a couple of them. So what I did, I cut these. They're all a little bit different. So this is black. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's using the exposed brick embossing folder. And then this is Lemon Lolly using the painted 3D embossing folder. So I'm just going to, I need to find my silicone mat. I'm just going to attach these. So I cut them all different lengths. So, I don't know, just for, that was what I had in mind. And even though there's texture here, I'm doing just regular adhesive. I forgot, I don't want to do that one next. So I'm going, by the way, the card base is Wild Wheat. It's funny, this color is so different. I really like it with some sort of gray and this Lemon Lolly, and black is helpful also. But it was funny when I had it next to Lost Lagoon, because that's one of the colors that I have in one of my other cards, and I'm like, ew, I don't like that color at all. So this color totally a weird shadow. Do we normally have this shadow? Why does this seem so weird? Maybe I need to go. I don't know. So this color totally depends on what you have with it, whether or not you might like it. So now this one, I'm actually going to punch this first. I feel like I do a better job. Well, I had my people punch last night because I want to make sure that they fit it and I can center it on here fine. Oh, and I do need my cushion. I only need it for this first card, so I didn't set it out. All right. So I'm actually making a sympathy card. Sympathy cards are funny in that, like, unfortunately everybody needs them, but it's sort of, you kind of don't want to lead with that, like, oh, let's make a sympathy card at this fun class. But we did last night. So anyway, so I'm stamping with sincere sympathy on here. And then there's this tiny little, I don't know what you even want to call it, flourish. Would we call this a, well, you probably can't see it because it's clear. Just a sec. I'll show you once I stamp it. I'm calling it a flourish. So this is in Wild Wheat, and I'm doing this corner up here, and then I'm turning it around and doing this corner down here. I would call that a corner, wouldn't you? What in the world? I would call that a corner, wouldn't you? Corner doesn't have to be a 90 degree. So there's my tag. My card's almost done. All right, I'm done with that. Putting these two out of the way. So I need my dimensionals. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks, Jamie. It's a good thing because I did call it a corner. Okay, so I'm putting this here. So I'm sort of covering up this black edge right here. I don't know why, it just felt like what I needed to do. Then I need my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm using, these are classic matte dots. These have been around for a couple years, I feel like. My favorite for sympathy cards is Warm Welcome because it has the little arm and hand holding bouquet of flowers. Oh, I don't remember that. Warm Welcome. But that sounds very nice. Okay, so this is the classic matte dots. There's normally black down here. Of course, that's always the first one I go with. Black, basic gray, vanilla, and white. And I'm about to use up most of the white. So putting one there, and there, and there. And my card's done. So just simple. Obviously, I did some embossing with this. The card's lovely, just simple and to the point. Yes, it is. Hi, Judy Cole. I'm glad to see you. Are you enjoying Texas? Oh, you're welcome. Was your birthday today? Tomorrow? Happy birthday. I know I sent it early. I needed to make sure I got it there on time. I've been trying to be better. Okay, so done with this and moving on. So obviously you could do, okay, that's what I thought. Somebody, another customer of mine is today. Oh, that's good. Way better than Alaska. I'm glad you're enjoying Texas and your grandkids. Thank you. So obviously you could do this with so many other colors. And I used embossing folders, but you wouldn't have to. You could use other designer paper, or you could stamp designs on it. You know, you make it the way that you want to. But you could use the other two colors of the tartan foil also for this. Okay, so next one, now I don't need my cushion anymore, so I'm taking that out. So quick question. I'm just making sure that you know. So I needed my cushion because I was using photopolymer, because there is no cushion with photopolymer, and it just needs it. The red rubber, the cling stamps, they have cushion, so you don't need it. So I just get it out of the way. All right, so the next stamp set that I'm going to use is Courage and Faith. I love this one. It's just, I love the Bible verses on it, and it makes clean looking cards. I don't know, I just like it. I like the fonts. It's a different sort of mix. They're chunkier font, but I don't know, I just love it. So let me grab my pieces here. So this is the one that has the Lost Lagoon, but I'm using copper clay from the tartan foil. That always, I don't like being, I want to go tartan. Do other people do that? I don't like using my T's, so enunciating them so much. Did I even say happy birthday to you, Jennifer, when you said thanks for the card? Best month of the year. That's right. Okay, so the other thing that you need to keep in mind, I say this so many times, but some people still don't remember, so I'm going to say it again. So when I used my photopolymer, I used Memento. You always want to use Memento when you use photopolymer and when you use Stampin' Blends, because StazOn can dry out the photopolymer. So I used it on my last card, but I'm not using it on this card. I love StazOn. I love how dark it is. So that is what I prefer. So I'm going to ink this up. And I always sort of ink up, kind of go all over the the ink pad to make sure that I don't have a dry spot or a too wet of spot. Make sure it's inked up well. Okay. So I'm going to go right in the middle of this white cardstock. Oh, nice. That looks good. I love black stays on. It stays nice and black. Okay, then I'm going to do one of these. It's sort of leaves and flowers. All right. I'm just making sure that I didn't check my ink pad, I realized, to make sure that it was nice and wet. So I'm just making sure that I'm inking this well. That's good. Okay, so I stamped it there. What do you clean the stays on ink with to get it off the stamp? Well, first of all, stays on always stains, so I don't worry about that. But I use Stampin' Scrub and Stampin' Mist. So I don't often use a chamois. So here's our Stampin' Scrub. So it has a wet side and a dry side. And let me grab my mist. My full-size one isn't working right. So I spray it and I clean on one side, dry on the other, but it still looks like this. I think we do have still a product called Stays On Cleaner. If you rub it directly on the stamp and then on your Stampin' Scrub, and it helps it get out of. This one doesn't look so bad, but I've had, do you guys remember Lovely as a Tree? I know Dot does, but I don't think she's on yet. My stamp that had like the 5 or 6 trees in a line, that was my very, very favorite stamp out of that set. And it was so coated with black stays on. Yes, I love the Stampin' Scrub so much. I do not use the chamois very often. It definitely cleans better. This is not how it looks anymore. Just a sec. Let me show you. It comes in a big, this is 8 ounce, I think. It comes in 8 ounce now. They used to have, this was the refill, and then this size, 2 ounce, you could fill it back up. But this hasn't ever happened before. The spray isn't working. It just sort of goes on there. It doesn't mist it like it's supposed to. So I just use my old refillable bottles. But it cleans it, but also it sort of conditions the stamp. You know how red rubber can sort of get dry? The Stampin' Mist sort of conditions it too. I feel like I've gone on 6 different paths, and I don't know what I was talking about before I talked to Jennifer. Oh, I used the Stays On Cleaner on my Lovely as a Tree and cleaned it. I would, scrub it with the applicator thing and scrub it on the Stampin' Scrub, and then I would clean it. I got off so many layers, and there were still so many layers of Stays on it. It's just, it doesn't like coming off. And it was well loved. Okay, I'm going to set this aside because it's dry to the touch, but I want it to dry a little bit more before I add some color to it. I'm not using Stampin' Blends. If I wanted to use Stampin' Blends, I would have needed to use Memento, but I am not doing that. So I'm going to get my card base ready. So this is Lost Lagoon and black, obviously. Hey, do you guys know, I had somebody here last night that didn't, so I just want to make sure. Maybe you'll see it once I get there. Did you know that for this Stampin' Seal to be gone, before or at the end of it, there's a line right here. Let me show you. I'm going to open it up so you can see. I don't know. I guess you can't very well. there's a line, the end of this that comes out to where the seal comes out, it's red. Like if you look really close, you can see there's red in there, but it's still covered with stuff. But it's totally red when you get to the end. Last night, somebody thought she was at the end because it wouldn't stop, or I mean, it wouldn't go. But I think she just didn't manhandle it enough or something. Needed to use her silicone mat to get it started. So she's like, I've never gotten to red. So she's been wasting her adhesive all this time. So I want to make sure that you're going to see, like, it won't go anymore because there's no more adhesive. Like, the red will be right at the end here. So just making sure you know that, because it's too expensive to waste that. Okay, so putting my black down. And then these are just little half-inch strips of this. It's amazing what you can do, how much designer paper can really make your card look amazing, and you don't even need that much of it, which is awesome for classes. Just use a little bit. Everybody gets to use some, and then, but you still have enough. Okay, so here's my card base. I'm going to set it aside. We probably have let it sit enough. So I'm going to use Stampin' Blends. Have I used Stampin' Blends for you guys? Stampin' Blends are not... No, I said it wrong. Shoot. Okay, erase the last 30 seconds. I am using blender pens. Blender pens are markers. They have two identical ends. It's completely clear ink, and it's a way for you to blend color. It works to make your watercolor pencils look nice and smooth when you color. I do not like the look of watercolor pencils unless I've used a blender pen. But my favorite way to use a blender pen is with my ink pads. So I take my ink pad, I'm holding it at the bottom, and I'm holding it at the top with my two thumbs, and I squeeze. If you don't like this method, you can always put a drop of ink refill. It didn't really do it well. I didn't squeeze it enough. You can always put a drop of ink refill in here. So here is my palette. So now I can pick up color from my ink pad. I want to make sure it's not too dark. And I can color in like watercolor, but without the water. Like a paintbrush, but without the water from the brush. I don't use those very often. So it makes it so that you can get color, and you don't, but you're not getting so much water on your project. So it looks sort of painted or blended or whatever. So the other thing is, it makes your, I don't know if I said this already, it makes your ink pads more versatile. Obviously, you're using your ink pads for stamping on your cards, but if you can also use them to color on your cards, that's awesome. So then you don't necessarily have to have markers. I still want them, especially Stampin' Blends. Those are the best. But these are blender pens. They come 3 to a pack, and I just had to order some last night. They are $13 for 3 of them. Then you just run it off till they're clear, till what you're coloring comes out clear, and then you can go to the next color. So I'm done with. How do we get copper clay on this? Just a sec. I love blender pens and the fact that they make my ink pads more versatile, but in general, you know I don't like blender pens because I don't like coloring. Okay, this one already has enough. I had done the same thing last night. So there's enough in there. I didn't need to show you again. Okay, so I'm going to pick up color, and I'm just going to add it to the leaves. So you can decide how dark you want it or how light you want it. If you're not getting enough color, then you just pick up more color. Are they the same blender type pens used with alcohol markers? No. That's why I told you not to remember the 30 seconds before. So they are, excuse me, a blender pen is completely different than a Stampin' Blend. Just a sec, let me grab a Stampin' Blend here. Do I have any right here? You know what, I'm gonna get two of the same color, just a second. Oh, it's cherry cobbler. Just a sec. Real red. Cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler. Okay. All right, I'm going to close this up for a second and show you. So, oh, I should grab that ink pad too. So I'm going to show you some differences. Oh, I need to pinch this one. Hi, Debbie. Okay, so this is a Stampin' Blend. First of all, no, I keep saying it wrong. I don't use blender pens very much anymore. This is a blender pen. It says acid-free, xylene-free, dual tip, flexible brushes. I don't know what's in here, but anyway, so I'm going to pick up some cherry cobbler and color with cherry cobbler. Okay, so this is a blender pen with, I forgot to clean off my marker before I did the cherry cobbler. This is a blender pen with cherry cobbler. Then, and it is not alcohol based. Then this is a regular Stampin' Write marker. So you're only going to get the dark, and you could try using a blender pen with that, but it does not blend markers very well. It blends ink and watercolor pencils. And then this is your Stampin' Blend. This is alcohol based, so here's the dark. Ooh. And then you go over the dark and you go into the light. So this is blender pen with an ink pad. This is just the regular marker, and this is the dark blend going into the light Stampin' Blend. Stampin' Blends. So two totally different products. And if I had, remember I said that I used black StazOn on this piece that I was using? If I wanted to use a Stampin' Blend with this, I would have needed to use Memento. So totally, completely different. So thank you for asking, Jennifer. And now I'm going to go back to my copper clay. I cleaned it off this time before I went to it. Okay, so I'm going to pick up color. So you definitely get deeper color with Stampin' Blends, which are the alcohol based, but you can get a lot of color out of here if you, especially if you use, like I'm going for where there's a lot of color in the pad. If you just keep picking up color, you can get it nice and deep. Or if you drop an ink refill, see how this one's a lot darker than this one. So you totally Thanks. So you totally can choose, you get a watercolor look, but you totally can choose like how deep you want your color. And I'm going to show you, do I have it close? Yes, I'm going to show you. This is what I did last night, not with Lost Lagoon, but with, I mean, not with Copper Clay, but with Lost Lagoon. So if you aren't strong enough to do the pinchy, to pinch this, you can take an ink refill and put a drop. Now see, that's really some depth of color there. That's going to be way too much. So what you might want to do, I don't know that I want to do this. You probably could add a drop of water and mix it up, but I'm just going to sort of swipe into it a little bit and then test it here, because it's going to be a lot darker than anything that I've been doing. See, look how, I know it's a tiny spot, but look how dark that littlest leaf is right there, because I just picked up that color. So, ooh, over here it's so dark already. There, now it's finally wearing out. So once you swipe into it a little bit, don't swipe into it more. Just kind of go next to it where you've dragged some color. Imagine me taking the time to explain coloring. In case you're new to me, or fairly new to me, or haven't heard me talk, I'm not a big colorer. I don't like coloring. Like, if this was just a stamp and go kind of project, then we would have been done already. Of course, I was explaining things. Okay, then make sure that you run off the tip. See how, can you see that? Here's where I dragged off the rest of the color that I had. But like now, I'm not, it's just clear. That's what we want. Because it doesn't matter what this tip, let me get it in the right spot. Doesn't matter, that tip still looks, well, it's stained basically. It doesn't matter what that looks like. If the liquid is running clear, then you're all good and you can go to the next color. So that's the same way whether you do it with ink pads or watercolor pencils, so you don't bleed your colors. Run it off clear, and then you can move on to the next color, unless you're wanting to bleed your colors. So here's my piece. I love these colors together. Okay, so now we're just going to put this down. No dimensionals on this one. Let me just sort of center it. There's my card. Isn't that? I love this card, even though I had to color. Hi, Dot. How are you? I talked about you earlier, but I don't remember why. It wasn't because you were one of my winners. Why did I talk about you? I said that you liked or knew something. I don't remember what. Okay, so these are Tinsel Gems 3-pack. We have such gorgeous, thank you. We have such gorgeous embellishments this year, both in the annual catalog and in the mini catalog. I just love them. I truly don't remember what this color is. I feel like it might be Coastal Cabana, but it could be Lost Lagoon, and that's what I'm going with. So taking one, put this here, put a small one here, and then I'm going to put another small one down here. And there's my card. You have a knack for putting together DSP that I never think of. Oh, well, thanks. Except this was already put together. I'm not really sure what you mean. Oh, good for him. He didn't want to watch me today. Was he being crabby? I saw a video that Rachel posted. I think she was just saying boo or something, and he was just giggling away. He's so cute. So yes, I'm done with this. Okay, one more. This time, so that was Courage and Faith, by the way, and this is in the full catalog. So this one that I'm using, thank you. trees. Oh, Stan, that's right. I was talking about Lovely as a Tree. And I said, I don't know if you remember it. And I'm like, Dot does. Okay, so this is Quiet Meadow. And I'm not actually using much of this. But I don't know. What I truly wanted to use was the dye. And I am going to use it. I don't know if I put all the dyes over here. Just a sec. Let me see if I have them. I think I talked about this with you before because I don't know where I put them. My whole case is here from last night, but I don't see the dyes. You know what? I'm gonna look it up in here. It's called Quiet Meadow. Okay, you know you can look in the back, right? Full catalog, Quiet Meadow, page 66. Except that doesn't show the dyes, so we're going to go find coordinates with dyes on page 164. So we're going to go there. 164. Okay, so here are all the dyes for Quiet Meadow. And, excuse me. I literally, okay, Jennifer said, I mean the colors in DSB together. I would never put a brownish with teal, but it looks so good. Yeah, thanks. Again, it was like it was in the pack, so that showed that it looked good together. But thanks. Okay, so this is Meadow Dyes, and I literally got these dyes. I don't always order the dyes with a stamp set because I don't use them tons. I like dyes like this, the graduated, the stitched, you know, all that. But I literally got these dyes because of this tiny little tag. I probably only used it once or twice. This tiny little tag in these dyes. It fits this stamp right here. This little love. Look how small this is. The size of my finger. Because it is shown at full 100%. I love that tag, but I'm not using the tag today. Okay, what I am doing is using, okay. I'm using this dye. I don't know what kind of flower it is, doesn't really matter. I just like the look of it. I'm using this dye, and I'm using it on black cardstock. So I'm going to, this is a piece of, I should get out the whole pack. Oh, hi, Jamie. I have one more card that I'm doing. So these are, I need a drink quick, just a second. These are adhesive sheets. These make life much more easy. So it's 6 inches by 12 inches. This is just cut down. This is the 6 right here. And there's not perforations. There's lines here so that you can peel things off. So this has adhesive on the back. So what I'm going to do is I cut this down for as wide as I wanted it. I'm going to put this, so this is sticky on this side. It's not sticky on here. It just is stuck to it. And I'm going to put this on the back of my black cardstock. Now, I'm going to run this through with my machine. So I have my Mini Boss here. That black thing, this is a magnet card, actually. You can get different kind of magnets from different places. I bought mine from stampandStorage.com. Okay, so I'm going to put, you want the adhesive to be face down. You want your die to be on top, cut side down. And then I have my sandwich, so I'm going to go here. Remember, I need an E, a capital E. I haven't done this in a while, so I haven't reminded you. So, let me show you really quick. So capital E is what needs to go in here. See how this white is long, the middle clear is short, top clear is long. So this is a capital E, okay? That's what needs to go in. But you still need all of your layers underneath the cardstock. Like you can't have this black hanging way out here. It needs to be with all the layers or it won't cut it. But having that capital E allows you to, I don't know how you explain it. It makes it so that there's not just a wall of thickness going into the machine. It sort of can pinch down here like it can't when this is all the way out. Like if I go like this, I can't pinch anything down here. It's just a wall. So that's how you get that to go. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. So now, get rid of all the little extra things here. I forgot I'm not ready to put this down anywhere. Feeds through easier. Yes, it does feed through easier. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to do this card. I forgot that I'm not ready for this. I just wanted to do the die cutting first. Okay, so I have a card base here that is already scored in half, but I want to score it again. This is actually the same cutting that I had done for, do you remember the big, beautiful designer paper where we put almost the whole piece of designer paper on here? So in half of 4 1/4 is 2 1/8. You guys know your measurements on your ruler. So I'm gonna go. So here's 2. The first little tiny line is 1/16. I don't use those very often, but the next one is an 1/8. So here's 2 1/4, a half, 3/4, or 2 1/8, 2/8, which is 1 1/4, 3/8, 1/2, or 4/8. So 2 1/8 is half of 4 1/4. So I scored it here because what I want is I want my card like that, but then I want to fold this back. So we had used this when we put designer paper here, here, here. So I'm sort of doing a similar design, but I wanted to, but not so much designer paper, and I just, a little bit simpler is what I wanted. Okay, so putting this, oh, by the way, even though I'm using Quiet Meadow, the designer paper I'm using is Inked Botanicals, which that's also in the full catalog. The one I made last night, I used crumb cake for this layer. All right, now we can put this flower on. So we're going to peel off the back. If you can't peel it off, if you can't get the edge, use your take your pick tool, the pointy end, and you can sort of lift under it. Okay, now, oops, there's still pieces in here. I need it for a different reason. It didn't come off when I peeled it. Sometimes these the things left behind will just come off when you peel the backing off, but it didn't this time. Now it's just gonna be stuck to my finger all day. Okay, so now I have adhesive. I don't have to try to get liquid glue or whatever else on the back of this skinny little flower. It can just go on here. So I have this, and then, where'd my ribbon go? I know I saw, oh, there it is. I love this ribbon. You love the pointy tool. So this is vanilla, gold and vanilla ribbon. I think it came out in the holiday catalog last year, and it's in our full catalog now. So I'm just going to left over right, right over left. The top one always goes through, and then you can have a nice square knot here. Trim and trim. All right, I'm going to slide this down. Okay, now I want this to go on here. So I need to keep in mind, I don't want adhesive on that side. I just want it on this side. So I want this right here. So it's the same sort of look, but I'm not putting all sorts of stuff here. What I want to do is put something right here, though. I tested my customers last night. I gave them this tiny piece. They got to make 4 cards, but I gave them, no, they got to make 2 of these cards, but I gave them 4 of these pieces because I was testing them. Not really intentionally, it's just, it was my design, so. All right, so I'm using Black Stays On, and I'm using the stamp You're Too Kind, and stamping it on here. Okay, that's all right. It's not totally straight, but that's okay, because I can cut it. Because that's my intention anyway, is cutting it. So first, I'm going to cut this excess off. Can you believe there's actually excess on this tiny little piece of cardstock? And then I'm going to straighten this out. I cut this excess off and straighten this out. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm cutting my words apart. Okay, making sure, I all of a sudden thought of it, making sure that you guys saw my post, that you saw my email for Hostess Appreciation. If you think you were supposed to be invited and didn't get one, let me know. You do need to register online. Oh, we're getting close to my red showing. Remember me talking about the red in here? I can see it getting close to the end here. You do need to register online. Click register now. You put in your name and email address, and then you click register now again, and then you'll see a confirmation come up in front. You're too kind. And there's my card. You'll see a confirmation come up, and you'll also receive a confirmation email. So I'm so excited. January 20. Okay, so I'm done stamping, so I'm going to put you guys up and show you close. On upside down, you put you backwards again. And here we go. Oh, it wants to drop on me again. Is there a way to get your a stand like this not to suddenly decide it wants to drop? Is there a way to tighten that? Okay, so here's the last one that I did. You're too kind. I could like stamp a background or something. I just didn't want to. I just wanted it simple. Okay, so there's that one. Where did my cards go? Oh, okay. Here is the second one that I did. This is Courage and Faith is the name of this stamp set. Thank you, ladies. And then this one is the, oh, I forgot the name. It's the hexagon one. What is the hexagon one called? Heartfelt Hexagon. Dropping everything. So here is my sympathy card. Okay. Oh, so if you've been chatting with me, you'll be entered into my randomizer next week. I give away what I make if you've not watched me before. So make sure that you're chatting with me, asking questions, commenting, whatever, and I will enter you into my randomizer. Thank you so much, Mario and Kathy and Jamie and Marlene. I might have missed other people. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I can't think of more things to tell you other than remember that the retired lists for the mini catalog are out now. You need to get them sooner than later, because just because the catalog ends January 3 doesn't mean that stuff will still be there. We already have things that are gone. Also, if you're hoping for things by Christmas, I think I know I saw a cutoff. I'm glad you caught me too, Dot. I know that I saw a cutoff, but I don't remember what it is. I feel like maybe December 10. I'm going to see if I can find last chance. I'm going to look. I'm on a different place on my computer. Last chance products. Maybe one of you demonstrators that's on those. Seasonal sale. I know I read it somewhere and I don't remember where I read it. Maybe it's in last chance products. Maybe it's in that page. No, I don't know. Anyway, if you want it by Christmas, order as soon as possible. I think December 10, they're saying that it should get to you by Christmas, but you never know with shipping delays and how UPS or whoever or the post office, how that goes. So thank you so much for joining me today. I felt like it was sooner than I would have thought. Just don't remember. Same. I know. I saw it and I don't remember where. Thanks for chiming in at least, Jamie. Anyway, do it sooner than later. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you again next Wednesday morning, hopefully at 10:30 a.m. And I know how I can go landscape now, so not be so late. So have a great week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.